Starting over at 30, 40, or 50. How to turn life crises into total freedom. The zero is not the end. Starting over is your awakening. Have you ever felt that chill down your spine? That sharp mix of fear and shame when you think about starting over from scratch in your adult life? Society has programmed us to believe that by a certain age 30, 40, 50, we should have everything figured out, a stable life, a clear purpose, and guaranteed happiness. So when that existential emptiness creeps in, when a restless feeling begins to challenge everything you have built, the idea of starting over can seem like a total failure. Many fear being judged, labeled as behind, or having to admit that the life they once had no longer makes sense. But what if I told you that starting from zero isn't proof of failure, it's the clearest sign of your awakening? It's your inner self breaking free from external expectations and choosing to live authentically. That crisis at 30 or 40 isn't a breakdown, it's your soul revolting against the rat race. It's the moment when the mask you were to fit and begins to crumble, and your true self demands to breathe. In this context, starting over is not a step back, it's a radical act of courage. It's a defining moment in your journey toward becoming who you really are. While most people remain trapped in their cages, you're finding the door to freedom. And here's the difference between restarting at 20 versus restarting at 40 or 50. Now, you carry wisdom. You know what drains you. You've tasted what brings real joy. Your zero is not a blank, empty canvas. It's textured and rich, shaped by your story, your scars, your growth. This isn't a beginning out of ignorance, it's a rebirth from experience. Allowing yourself this transformation is a deep act of self-love. It's your soul shedding the quiet pain of living a life that no longer feels right, and finally stepping into the wholeness that comes from honoring your true identity. The fear of being late is an illusion sold by a society obsessed with timelines and deadlines. But your life has no deadline. Your fulfillment is not a destination, it's a process. To begin this new chapter, try this powerful mental shift. Instead of viewing your current moment as a failure, close your eyes for 1 minute and imagine it as a canvas that has been patiently prepared. A surface layered with resilience, wisdom, and learning. Now imagine what you'll paint on it with colors that come from your truth. Think of the genuine desires you'll express. This simple mental shift is already the first step toward your transformation. If starting over resonates with you not as an ending, but as a new beginning, leave a comment with a word that captures your journey: rebirth, opportunity, or healing. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't lose your way back to yourself. Tear down the mask, the first step to freedom. But what does it really mean to start over from scratch? It is not just a fresh start, it is also the end of what came before. Before you can build a new life, you must first summon the brutal courage to tear down the fragile foundations that were built on the shifting sands of other people's expectations and society's definition of success. The very first step to rebuilding isn't creating something new, it's demolishing the mask you've been wearing for so long. That persona, even though it may have helped you survive and fit into the rat race, is now the very thing holding you back from living with truth and fulfillment. It's the prison blocking your true identity. This is where the ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy, from thinkers like Seneca, offers incredible guidance. Stoicism teaches us that inner peace and freedom aren't found in controlling what we can like other people's opinions of your new beginning, but in choosing what we can, our attitudes and our actions. What others will think, the judgments of those who don't understand your journey, none of that is in your control. But your choices, the choice to break free from external expectations and instead, to focus on building a life that's rooted in your essence. This demolition is not an act of selfishness, it's a radical expression of self-love. It's your soul releasing the silent pain of living someone else's life. And yes, it can feel terrifying. There's fear, frustration, and a deeper kind of emptiness that often comes with it. But that tension, that discomfort, is the friction of transformation. What you're feeling is your true self breaking free from the chains of the new matrix. The fear of external validation, of needing approval, is one of the heaviest shackles you can break right now. To begin this inner demolition, I invite you to try a symbolic act. Take a piece of paper and, with honesty, write down one mask or outside expectation that you're ready to release. It could be something like being the successful one in the family, working a job I hate just for status, or caring what people who don't know me think. When you're done, look at what you wrote and say aloud, "I release this." Then tear the paper and throw it away. Let it go as a symbol of surrender. This may seem small, but it's a powerful first step toward your freedom and your individuation journey. It's the first and most essential brick you must remove before building a life that is truly yours, a life rooted in purpose and authenticity. If the idea of removing your mask inspires you to break free, comment the word demolish. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can continue walking this path of deep transformation together. Small acts, big impact. Rebuild your new life. Now that you've torn down the fragile foundations of a life built to please others, the real question arises: what do you build in its place? Society has taught us that starting over requires a grand plan, a dramatic purpose, a dazzling new identity to impress the world. But that's just another illusion from the new matrix. True fulfillment and lasting joy aren't built with fireworks, they're built with small, consistent, and authentic steps toward self-awareness. Your new beginning doesn't need a massive strategy. It needs meaning, a sense of purpose that unfolds one step at a time, aligned with who you truly are. The key is in focusing on what I call micro-purposes. Think of your fresh start not as a marathon, but as a series of small, meaningful sprints. What simple actions, no matter how small, bring you closer to your essence? Maybe it is spending 30 minutes with the hobby you abandoned because it didn't make money. Maybe it's having a mindful meal without checking your phone, or having a deep conversation with someone who uplifts your spirit. These acts may seem trivial in a world obsessed with hustle culture, but they're actually the foundation of a life lived in truth. They are quiet declarations of self-love and integrity. They reconnect you to your inner truth and illuminate the path to real wholeness. The journey of individuation isn't about discovering one big purpose all at once. It's about strengthening the muscle of authenticity. Every small act of brutal courage, saying no to something that drains you, or yes to something that brings you real joy, becomes a brick in the construction of your new life. Over time, these bricks form a fortress of inner peace and meaning that no external approval can shake. The crisis that brought you here was a sign. You deserve more. You deserve a life that truly belongs to you. To help you begin, here's your next challenge, the 30-minute challenge. Take a notebook or journal and list 5 things that brought you genuine joy in childhood or adolescence. Then, choose one. It could be drawing, reading fiction, playing an instrument, or simply sitting in nature, and spend 30 minutes doing it this week. Do it with no pressure, no goal, just the intention to reconnect with yourself. It may seem small, but this is a massive step toward rediscovering your purpose and claiming your freedom. If the idea of rebuilding your life through small, authentic steps speaks to you, comment the word pillars. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't lose momentum in this journey of transformation. Purpose without deadlines. Become the architect of your life. By now, you can see that starting from zero isn't a dead end. It's the starting point of an ongoing journey. Starting over isn't a single event. It's a daily choice to live with purpose and authenticity. It's your best self finally taking the lead in your modern life. The crisis that brought you here was the wake-up call. You needed the push that broke you out of the rat race and into your own freedom. The wisdom you've gained through experience has taught you that true fulfillment doesn't follow a deadline. Society imposes timelines, but your path of individuation is yours and yours alone. Wholeness is born not from racing to be early or fearing you late, but from simply being, from living each day aligned with your truth. That silent pain of living a life without meaning was your call, and now, through the brutal courage of starting over, you're finally answering. You're recreating a life that's an honest reflection of who you really are, no longer driven by outside expectations or chasing approval. Your restlessness has become strength, and your emptiness has become a canvas for your most authentic dreams. To make this mindset a daily part of your life, I offer you one final ritual. The morning question. Each morning, Before the noise of the world kicks in, take 5 quiet minutes to sit alone and ask yourself, what small step, aligned with my truth, can I take today? The answer may be bold or simple. It might mean being kind to yourself, honoring a personal boundary, or spending time with something you love. What matters most is the intention behind it, the conscious choice to live from your center, not from expectations. This practice gives you back the reins of your life. It grounds your new beginning not as a finish line, but as a way of being. A reminder that your true self is stronger than any mask or external pressure, and the freedom to be fully you, that is the greatest reward of all. This is just the beginning of your most powerful chapter, and it's entirely yours to live. If you're ready to embrace this journey and design a life filled with purpose, comment with a word that represents your decision: rebirth, rebuild, or be. If this message helped you take the first step, leave a like and subscribe so we can continue evolving together.